Welcome back. Check out this move from Solo or ElectraMeccanica Vehicle Corporation. It's up 16.6% on the day. It's actually down by 2.4% after hours, but that's still a massive gain for the day if we subtract those two. So it's like about a 14% gain on Solo. This is an electric vehicle player that's based out in British Columbia in Canada, and I hold shares of Solo. So I'm going to disclose those positions first. I'm actually quite bullish on Solo, and it's gaining traction in some places that would not coincide with investing, but have turned out to actually control the markets, as some people say. So first one is actually a call option. This is my first call option ever that I'm sharing with a friend. Shout out to Nikolai. We decided to share calls on Solo. This is through Questrade. We bought 6 calls at 71 cents each with a $10 strike price. Now, this is an aggressive call, so I definitely don't recommend doing this. This is basically house money that we're trying to invest, and we started investing like a week ago. We're up 139% on the position, up close to $600 as we can see here. These are US dollars, up even just like 88% just on the day. And right now these contracts are trading at $1.79. I might do another video where I talk about what options contracts are actually in depth. Of course, this is a call option. The opposite when you're betting on a stock to go down is called a put option. So yeah, we bought 6 call options at 71 cents each. And of course, we're up a nice, healthy 131% right now. So the next one is just my holding, and right now I have 70 shares just free standing alone here. And we can see right now that I'm up 38% at $184 gain. Okay, so there's a couple of reasons why I'm bullish on this stock. Okay, the first thing is I think they're going to gain much more traction. And what I mean by that is they're opening up a bunch of marketing and retail locations in the States. They're planning on opening up 10 new locations, I believe, and they already started opening those up. If you check out my previous video on Solo that I did a couple of days ago, I'll link it down below actually, so you can check that out. The next thing is I think people are going to start to realize the utility of these, quirky three-wheeled cars, okay? So for one, they're incredibly cheap. So we can see the Solo is priced at $18,500, and their next competitor in terms of price tag is 30,750, which if you they included like the overall cost of the vehicle. So the next best competitor is apparently 39.2% more expensive than the Solo. Okay, of course the disadvantages of the Solo are, I mean, one, you probably can't drive this thing in the winter. If you're looking at a Canada winter, you're looking at the snowbanks, you probably don't want to be driving a three-wheeled car. The next thing, okay, so that's one disadvantage, obviously, but so you can only fit one person in there. It has limited storage capacity. But the advantage is you save on fuel. Well, I mean, it's an electric vehicle, but you save on electricity because this thing is pretty small, so it doesn't require a lot of electricity. The next thing is, of course, you save on the cost, and you can use it going back and from work, right? And this thing is so small that you could park it literally anywhere. Okay, so and plus, its utility isn't just to drive to and from work. You could imagine that instead of Uber Eats people driving around cars, they could drive around a relatively small car like this, right? So I think it's pretty nice as like a utility and delivery fleet, okay, on top of just driving people around solo, okay, because most people commute to work by themselves, and that's basically part of the premise of the solo car, okay. So I think more people are going to realize the potential of this stock, and or of this car, and potentially buy into this, and this might hype up the price of solo, okay. And part of the marketing campaign is of course presenting at these events. So of course this one is going to be a virtual event on February 9th. This was just released on February 2nd, so a couple days ago. That Solo is going to present at the Stifle Virtual Transportation and Logistics Conference on February 9th. Okay, so not only are they trying to open up more retail and marketing locations, they're also presenting at these conferences, making their name widely available, which will, of course, lead to broader adoption and pre-orders of the Solo. Okay, and of course you can read this statement right here, but it's pretty straightforward. Okay, and the last thing I want to say is it's recently gained more traction on sort of the meme front, which I don't necessarily know if that's a good or a bad thing, but this could definitely pump up the price of a stock like Solo. Okay, so you know exactly what I'm talking about, and this is Wall Street best territory. So there's this post here. GME, YOLO, FOMO, my second mortgage, 35K to 5 million to 300,000. I will not sell. Okay, so definitely a bag holder here. So excuse the language, obviously on Wall Street bets, but for example, this guy's like, just use our house as collateral for Solo, GME, AMC calls. I hope my wife doesn't find out. I would suggest you set your homepage to search for divorce lawyer. So again, as it's gaining more traction in different avenues, it definitely seems like more people will be picking up Solo stock and doing Solo calls, and will actually realize the potential of this thing. Okay, and I mean, I just want to say as a last thing that I think a lot of investors don't even know what Solo is. Okay, and what this stock is. So again, as more people come by it and see it, they might decide to put in a few bucks, and it only takes a couple of bucks in order to increase the stock price drastically. Okay, and I will say that this stock is actually shorted by Citron Research. Um, so again, in my separate video, you can see that they posted like, oh, this is a joke of a stock. It'll be the first one after this bubble pops to trade at $2 a share. Okay, and of course, as you know, there's a huge attack against these massive hedge funds like Citron and like Melvin and company. So again, we can see here. I mean, the share short is only like 13.37%, which represents 9 million shares out of a total shares outstanding of 80 million. But that still is something, and there still could be somewhat of a squeeze if this stock goes drastically up. Okay, and if there's more attention, then the hedge funds might get scared and sell out. So in order to avoid more losses. Okay, and also I want to bring to your attention that there's 22% institutional, or sorry, insider holding on this stock, which is quite a bit. A fifth of um, pretty much insiders, so board of directors and people like that, that funded the company, are actually holding shares of the stock. So this is quite a large portion. And what this means to me is that they think that the stock is going to be successful, because if it wasn't, they would be selling out slowly. Okay, I know there are limits to selling out by insiders, but still, I like to see a fifth or more of ownership of this stock by insiders. Okay, and only about 5% institutional ownership, which is not a lot, but still quite a bit. And the rest, of course, which would represent probably like 70% of the stock, are retail investors and the like. Okay, so let me know what you think about this video. Be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. You can also check out, there's a couple links down below that you can use to see my moves in real time to my Patreon, for example. Again, I definitely post my positions on YouTube because I believe in that, but at the same time, they're definitely not in real time. Sometimes I post a day or two after I actually make a position, and by that time, the stock might have already increased by quite a bit. Anyways, take care. Thank you for listening. Again, be sure to smash the thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Love you all, guys.